Good morning, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. This is Malu Gonzalez at the system office. I see that we have our committee members present. So with that, I'll turn the call over to Chair Flores to begin the meeting.
Thank you, Malu. Good morning and welcome to the Telephonic Rules and Regulations Committee meeting for February 14th, 2024. I am Regent Don Flores, chair of this committee. The time is 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Secretary of State as required by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Government Code, Chapter 551. Please note that the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Before we take a roll, I would like to remind everyone to please mute their phones unless you need to speak. Malu, let's begin the roll call with committee members and any other regents.
Wonderful, thank you. And I see that you're present. Regent Fasky. Thank you. Regent Fasky.
Present.
Thank you. Regent Long.
Present.
And we have student Regent Kelvin Elger.
Hello.
Thank you. Do we have any other regents on the call? Thank you. Moving to our system staff, Chancellor McCall.
Present.
Nelly Herrera. Present. Daniel Harper.
Here.
Mike Winmute.
Here.
Carol Fox.
Here.
Sean Cunningham.
Here.
Sandy Poole. Here. Derek Alexander.
Here.
Do we have any other system staff on the call? Okay, moving to our institutions and beginning with Lamar University.
Javi Taylor.
Mark Robinson. Hector Flores.
Thank you. Sam Houston.
Elisa White.
And Amanda Withers.
Thank you. Saul Ross.
Carlos Hernandez.
Bonnie Albright.
Thank you. Texas State.
Kelly Damphus.
Thank you. LIT.
Sid Valentine.
Thank you. Lamar State College Orange.
Tom Johnson and Wendy Elmore.
Wonderful. And Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Eddie Renard.
Thank you. Did I miss anyone? All right.
Alan Tinsley's on the call.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Regent Tinsley. Okay, that concludes roll call. I'll go ahead and turn it to you, Chair Flores.
Thank you, Malu. With that, I would like to note that Nelly Herrera briefed me on the agenda items prior to the meeting. At this time, I ask that Nelly present the Rules and Regulations Committee agenda items. Nelly?
Thank you, Chair Flores. Today we have 3 items for consideration. The first 2 are revisions to existing rules, and the third is a proposed new rule. So the first rule we are revising is to Chapter 3, Paragraph 9.1. It's located at Board Book page 440. If you have a handout, it is at handout page RR1. The rule relates to the board's authority to name facilities in outside areas. The language we are proposing clarifies that the Board of Regents retains naming authority whether the name on the building or outside area is to be placed on a temporary or permanent basis. For the purposes of this rule, we basically deleted one word, and that was the word permanent, because it was implying to those who read the rule that if a building was named or a facility was named or an outside area was named on a temporary basis, that would not require board approval. But we wanted to clarify that those do require board approval. Chair Flores, that concludes the first item. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I'll proceed to the second item.
Regents, have you any questions regarding this item? Nelly, please proceed to the next item.
Yes, sir. The second rule being revised is to Chapter 5, Paragraph 4.87. This is located at Board Book page 442, or again in your handout, it's at RR3. The rule relates to faculty administrators who leave their administrative role and return to a teaching position. Now, this rule is currently written, places a cap on salary of an administrator who leaves that administrative role to return to a full-time faculty position. The revised language we are proposing creates a carve-out for department-level chairs. So in other words, a department-level chair who leaves their role as chair to return to their faculty teaching position will not be subject to the salary cap currently imposed by the rule. Chair Flotis, if there are any questions to this one, happy to answer. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next one.
Regents, are there any questions regarding this item? Nellie, please proceed to the next item, please.
Thank you. So the final item is a new proposed rule. And this is a new proposed rule that we're adding to Chapter 5 of our system rules and regulations. The new proposed rule is located at Board Book page 443. It's at the handout page RR4. The new rule addresses three very broad areas related to full-time faculty. The first, the rule will require full-time faculty to teach in-person classes as determined appropriate by a component. Second, the rule will require full-time faculty to maintain on-campus office hours, again, as determined appropriate by the component. And third, the rule will require full-time faculty to attend significant campus events, such as graduation or convocation, again, as determined appropriate by the component. Finally, the rule permits a component to take disciplinary action up to and including termination for a faculty member's failure to adhere to any of the requirements of the rule. Chair Flotis, if there are any questions to this, I will answer. Otherwise, that concludes all the items for consideration during this morning's committee meeting.
Regents, are there any questions regarding this item? Hearing none. Thank you, Nellie. Regent Foskey, are there any items that you would like to move off the consent agenda for consideration by the full board?
No, sir.
Thank you. Regent Long, are there any items that you would like to move from the consent agenda for consideration by the full board?
Yeah, no, I don't have any.
Thank you. Chair Tinsley, any observations?
No.
Thank you. As no one is requesting that we move any item off the consent agenda, Regent Foskey and Regent Long, I move that we recommend board approval of the proposed changes to the system rules on the consent agenda. Regent Foskey, do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Regent Long, do you agree?
I agree.
Thank you, Regent Foskey and Regent Long, for your responses. Considering those responses, the proposed changes to the system rules will remain on the consent agenda with the committee's recommendation for approval. As there are no further items to consider, this concludes the business of the Rules and Regulations Committee and concludes today's telephonic meeting. Thanks to everyone for calling in and taking part of. For the record, the time is 11:08. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.